Hey kids, Jambo Comics. Welcome back to the comic book room. Glad to hang out with you today in the old comic book room. Got some books I got from last week's Comic Con in Lexington, Kentucky. The Lexington Comic Con. So I'm going to be showing you what I picked up and what I got from the convention and stuff. And it's a little bit of everything. So we'll just start off with this. Been getting these. This is the Betty Pages. It was like a little digest that back in the late 80s, early 90s, Betty Page was pretty popular. She was, of course, the pinup from the 1950s. And through Dave Stevens and some other people, she had gotten popular and grown in popularity. So they started putting her in comics and stuff like that. But she was mostly a pinup girl from back in the day, back in the 50s and stuff. Yeah, she did Playboy and, well, a bunch of other pinups and magazines and, just good girl magazines and stuff like that. And so this is the Betty Pages. Even though they misspelled Betty there, she spelled hers instead of with a Y. She spelled her name with an I-E. B-E-T-T-I-E is how her name is really spelled. So it makes you wonder how much research they really did on Betty there. But yeah, this was just a magazine dedicated to Betty there. And I think this is pretty, I can show you, I think, most of the stuff in it. So yeah, I had stuff like that. You can pick out Betty's new bikini bottom. She's Miss Irresistible. Here she is on the beach. And let's see what else we got here. More Betty on the beach. These were some of the famous Bunny Yeager photographs. Bunny Yeager was a female photographer that, well, she kind of got famous for taking pictures of Betty Page. So yeah, it's got all that stuff in it. Some nice cheesecake. Had some Dave Stevens artwork. Of course, that's like the cover of the Movie Star News, which I do have that cover there of Dave Stevens. And Dave and Betty got to be really good friends. And she didn't realize that she'd became popular again. And I think until Dave Stevens showed her that, yeah, she was growing in popularity. There's a nice Dave Stevens. And I have that comic also. So, yeah, just some cool stuff. And here's some of the magazines she was in and on. There's Eiffel. It was kind of just like a guy's magazine. But it had pinup girls in it and jokes and stuff like that. So, that kind of thing. Betty was in some cool jungle garb there. This is Bunny Yeager photo. There's Betty swinging from the tree. Pretty cool, right? Anyway, so yeah, this was pretty cool. It was right up Jambo's alley. Betty Page in jungle garb. So like I say, I've kind of been collecting these, and I have a few of them, but I don't have the whole set. But this was a number one, so needed this one. This was Bill Ward's Torchy over here, so they reprinted Torchy in here for some reason, which I was very okay with. Always liked Torchy. And this is digest size, so it is what it is. And yeah, more Torchy. There's a Betty, and there's old Betty on the back. Anyways, guys, yeah, I got that. And there was a guy that had, he had a lot of Betty Page stuff at this con. And, well, there's a couple of things that tempted me, but yeah, I needed this one, so he wanted $30 for it, and I haggled with him a little bit, but he didn't move off the price too much. I think I gave $25 for it. So, but nonetheless, like I say, it's a cool cover. That cover was done by Glenn Barr, and yeah, like I said, gave credit to Dave Stevens for some of the artwork on the inside. Also, Jim Steranko gave credit for something he had to do with this. So, good old Jim Steranko. Yeah, just glad to grab that. I thought I'd show you guys that. And yes, I did get some traditional comics. I was needing this and picked it up. And it was a nice copy of Giant Size Defenders number 3. And like I say, the colors and everything on it was great. It's in beautiful shape. And I gave $20 for it. So, yeah, pretty good deal. His first appearance of Korvac. And the Grandmaster, one of the elders of the universe for Marvel there. That's him in the background. But great stories inside. Fun reads. First appearance of Korvac. And you Avengers people know of Korvac and their great storyline in Avengers. Well, that's his first appearance there. Giant Size number 3 Defenders. And so glad to grab that one. I can mark that one off my list. And I did pick up a couple of Hulk I needed. This is 169 with the By Beast. I think that's the By Beast. Yeah, I believe so. Anyway, yeah, cool cover. Herb Trimpe. Disaster 8 Miles High. So there you go. And I got another older book that I needed from that run. Number 110. This is a Trimpe Severin cover. And I think they're also splitting the artwork on the inside. And so, awesome. 110. Nice shape. Hulk and Kazar. And Umbu, I guess. The Unliving. So, yeah, it's a great cover. Love those Incredible Hulks, man. That's super nice. So I was glad to grab that one. And like I say, I was looking at everything, but mostly looking for Golden Age. But I came across this one booth, and always got my buddy Tony's list. And yeah, I'm always on the lookout for him, and he was needing a Flash. This is Flash 109. And that was a pretty nice cover. Has a couple of like tears right there on the spine and a little one down there. But overall, a pretty nice looking book. I would say VG plus, fine minus, something like that. Beautiful book. Colors were nice. No real damage other than right here on the spine there a little bit. Both the staples were attached and the insides were nice. And yeah, I was glad to grab that one for him, man. Just looking to finish up his Flash run. And he's got almost all of them, except just a very few of these early issues. This is from 1959. Carmen Infantino cover. Number 109 of The Flash. And the Mirror Master, there he is on the front. He's the bad guy shrinking the Flash there. So, awesome cover. Great book. Like the colors. And there you go, Tony. You owe me a beer, buddy. So, that's that. And also got, I did get a couple of Golden Age for the old collection. And, yeah, this guy had a pretty good amount of Golden Age Westerns. And some of them were a little rough, but I mean, he had them fair price for, what they were. I think I gave like 20 $25 for this or something like that. Maybe not that much. Maybe it was less than 20. I don't remember now. I should have wrote it down. Sorry, I apologize. This is Durango Kid number 35. Fred Gardner cover and artwork and stuff. And this guy, man, he's a creepy looking dude. Looks like a gorilla or something. I don't know. But yeah, just crazy looking cover. Durango Kid, Magazine Enterprises. It's from 1955, I think. Yeah, 1955, April of 1955. Fred Gardner cover and interiors, like I said. Very cool, and I can mark it off my Durango Kid run. Love those Magazine Enterprise cowboy books, man. Those are awesome, always awesome. They always have fantastic colors on them, and yeah, they're always very cool. But for me, this was the find of the day. And this seller I got this from, he was at the Richmond Comic Con at the end of last year, and I seen this book, and I was negotiating for it, and I didn't get it at the time because I'd bought a bunch of other stuff, and I didn't want to spend that much money. So I ran into him again at this con, and he had the book because I went there and I looked directly for it, you know. So, and I found it, and he had it, and let me show it to you. It's Miss Fury, number 5, a timely Marvel book, and he had $300 on it, and yeah, I didn't want to pay $300 for it. It is missing the centerfold, so that's why I didn't want to pay $300 for it, even though it's timely and, you know, it's a good girl. Alex Schomburg cover, great Alex Schomburg, good girl cover there. Miss Fury coming in, saving the day. Japanese guys, these guys in bondage down here. That doesn't really count as male bondage. Nobody cares about that. But anyway, yeah, number 5, fall issue, Miss Fury, Schomburg timely. And said he wanted $300 for it. Wasn't wanting to give that for it. So I asked him what he wanted for this $150 book. And he looked at me funny and said, well, I can't sell it for $150. So I think it came down to like $225 at first. I was like, no, it's not worth that. I said, you just got tear here, a little piece out there, and the centerfold's missing, you know. So haggled around a bit, and he finally got down to, well, he threw out $175, and I was like, no. I kind of was getting ready to hand it back to him. I said, no, I can't do that. And he said, well, all right, $150. And then I got thinking about it, and I was like, man, you know, it has no centerfold. Yeah, it's a great Alex Schomburg, Miss Fury, but it has no centerfold. And got that little piece missing. I was like, you know, hate to do that, but I really don't feel good paying $150 for it. Ended up getting it for $125, which was a pretty good deal, I think. And for a Miss Fury, I have no Miss Furies in my collection until now. And yeah, it is missing the centerfold, but that cover makes up for it, man. A great Alex Schomburg, Marvel timely cover, Miss Fury, the good girl. And yeah, that is it. That is my story of the great comic there I picked up from the con, and I didn't get that much, so I did get this, and that was like my big purchase of the con. Like I said, I gave $125 for it, and I gave about that for the Flash for Tony also. So yeah, we spent enough money. I think that was good enough. And so that was it. And that is it, guys. That is the video. Stay tuned. My next video, I will be showing a trade I did with the great Night Tiger, Mike Night Tiger Comics. Me and him did a trade, and I just got it in the mail. So I will be showing that on my next video. So stay tuned for that. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up for me. If you don't mind, I would greatly appreciate that. Leave me a comment. Yes, easy for me to say, right? Leave me a comment. I love talking to you guys. And as the beautiful Betty Page, the beautiful Betty Page, she says to subscribe. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. Have a great day.